Hello, my VSWville members. How you all doing today? Your boy, VSW. Angry Grandpa Youngin for life here. And man, I just got done watching a really fun and interesting WWE pay-per-view went down last night. Raw's final pay-per-view on the road to WrestleMania, the Elimination Chamber. Boy, what an event. What a pay-per-view. So without further ado, let's just get right on to the review and get to some of the highlights I got. Because of course, while I watch the show and the matches, I like to write down highlights. So that way I remember what happened. But of course, before we do, let's quickly get to what went down on the kickoff show. Had a little Q&A with Kurt Angle. Woken Matt Hardy cuts a promo in Sister Abigail's room, the same room where Bray Wyatt cuts his promos. The five-time WCW champion Booker T returned to WWE on the pre-show. Jonathan Coachman took his place as commentator on Raw, and people are talking about Booker T wanting to beat up Corey Graves for that reason. He's not on Raw anymore because Jonathan Coachman is back. It's good to have the coach back, but I already missed Booker T. But then later on, we get to our first match, Gallows and Anderson versus The Miz Taraj. Highlights. Bo Dallas shoved Carl Anderson off the top turnbuckle. Ouch. And at the end of the day, Magic Killer to get the victory. The good here is that Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson won because there was no way that The Miz Taraj was going to beat former Raw Tag Team Champions. Curtis Axel may be a former Intercontinental Champion. Bo Dallas may be a former NXT Champion. But Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, no way that they were going to beat them. Nerds! The ugly is the fall Anderson took off the top rope. So it was a decent match. In the kickoff show, 3 out of 5. And then finally, it was time for the actual pay-per-view. We start with the Women's Elimination Chamber match. Highlights. Sonya Deville starts the match with Bayley. Sonya tried to sling Bayley onto the chains of the chamber, but she caught them, saving herself, and then made Sonya eat the chains. Bayley performs an incredible elbow from the top rope onto Sonya Deville out on the outside. Mandy's Rose's the first one to exit the pod. Sonya tackled Bayley. At first, I kind of thought it was a spear, but I looked at it again, and it wasn't good enough to be a spear. It was just more like a tackle or a takedown. Absolution tied Bayley up to the chains and then made her their punching bag. Just punched and kicked her like crazy, like she was a punching bag. Sasha Banks entered the match. Mandy ate the ring ropes. Sasha and Bayley made Sonya eat the chains 3 times. This title keeps trying to slide off me. Sasha Banks eliminates Mandy Rose after making her apt to the bank statement. Sonya tried to save Mandy, but Bayley stopped her. Mickie James, who was looking like Wonder Woman, only without the sword and the shield, was the next to enter the match. Bayley was hanging on the chains, and Mickie James made her fall hard. Mickie James eliminated Sonya Deville after climbing up the top of the pod and launching down on her. Bayley eliminates Mickie James after connecting the Bayley to Bayley along with the backbreaker, backstabber from Sasha Banks. When Alexa's pod opens, she closed it back because it was a handicap situation and climbed for her life. But they just went after her and just took her out. And it looked like Sasha was going to help Bayley up on the top of the pod, but nope. Pop! Just kicked her right off. And that's going to be the ugly for me. That's the ugly. Sasha once again paid tribute to the late, great, legendary Eddie Guerrero. Olale! Viva la raza! By frog splashing Bayley. This is why Eddie Guerrero's legacy will never die. He may have passed away back in 2005, but his legacy lives forever, baby. Viva la raza. Thank you, Eddie, for everything, man. We're going to continue to remember you. We'll never stop loving you. Ever. After Bailey eliminated, after he hit Bailey to Bailey on Sasha Banks from the middle turnbuckle, Alexa Bliss takes the opportunity to eliminate Bailey. Alexa Bliss got caught after trying to perform her top rope move. Alexa Bliss landed her move onto Banks from the top of the pod, but then get trapped in the back statement, even though that you had to do it in the ring, because outside of the ring, it won't count. Alexa Bliss wins the match and retains the Raw Women's Championship after eliminating Sasha with that crazy DDT. Retaining her championship, meaning she will go into WrestleMania as the champion. The good is that the goddess retained the title. After the match, Alexa Bliss gave an amazing speech, and the fans thought that Alexa Bliss was actually thanking them. But nope, she tricked all of them. She tricked them. She is still bad. So the people who actually thought and believed her fooled you. but but a great first ever women's match, 4 out of 5. I don't really know much about the Bar versus Titus Worldwide. I didn't get to see most of that match. Hopefully soon I'll be able to, but right now all I know is that they had a brawl before the match even started, and this whole match came about because Apollo and Titus O'Neil defeated the Bar on Raw to earn the title shots. And I just saw on Twitter that they retained. So for me, the good is that they retained. So hopefully soon I'll be able to see that match somewhere. Next was the irresistible force known as Nia Jax versus the undefeated Asuka. Highlights. Asuka tried to lock the armbar onto Nia Jax, but escaped because she was too big. The second time she tried to do it, she got suplexed. Nia Jax got caught and then dropped Asuka with the Samoan drop. I'm sure Umaga, the Samoan bulldozer, would love it. Rest in peace, Umaga. Nia Jax was looking to fall and sit on Asuka, but missed. It looked like it was the end for Asuka, but she managed to pin Nia Jax and keep her undefeated streak alive in the championship match at WrestleMania 1-on-1. But after the match, Nia Jax attacked Asuka and tackled her through the barricade, making that the ugly. A tie between that and Nia Jax stomping Asuka's face on the mat. The good, the streak is alive. So good match, 3.5 out of 5. Next, Woken Matt Hardy versus Bray Wyatt. The only match the entire show that I got wrong. Bray Wyatt entered the ring, but Woken Matt Hardy disappeared. His own mind games, and of course, he started by singing to Wyatt. Of course, you know how the song goes. You'll fade away and classify yourself as obsolete. Obsolete. My Mr. Yeehaw voice. You'll fade away and classify yourself as obsolete. Obsolete. Doing Mr. Yeehaw's voice takes almost a lot out of me. But anyway, Bray Wyatt did his creep beat on the corner. You know, he would tilt his head backward while holding the turnbuckles in the corner. But Matt Hardy wasn't horrified at all. He just instead laughed and applauded. Bray Wyatt took out Hardy on the apron. That's going to be the ugly. The fans must really love Rusev Day. I do too, but Rusev wasn't on the show. And besides, Rusev is on SmackDown. So that's going to be the bad. I love Rusev Day too, but Rusev's on SmackDown. Elimination Chamber is a Raw brand. Pay-per-view. You Rusev Day freaks. Woken Matt Hardy wins the match after knocking out Bray Wyatt with a twist of fate. That's the good. Matt Hardy finally gets a win over Bray Wyatt. 3 out of 5, and again, that's the only match I got wrong. And coming up tomorrow on my channel, my reaction to Ronda Rousey's contract signing. Let me tell you what happened. Raw General Manager Kurt Angle came out, but gets interrupted by the Game, former WWE Champion Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. After Triple H's awesome speech, it was time to bring out Rowdy Ronda Rousey to sign her contract. We got to hear from Ronda Rousey since the fans didn't want to hear from Stephanie. Haters. Rest in peace, Roddy Piper. Before Ronda Rousey signed the contract, Triple H informed her that she will have a match at WrestleMania. And then Kurt Angle brought back what happened between the McMahons, Ronda, and The Rock at WrestleMania. I think it was 31. And then after Kurt Angle brought more in it, Ronda Rousey then slammed Triple H onto the table. Woo! Woo! Triple H could be right. Ronda Rousey could be the baddest woman on the planet. Don't mess with Ronda Rousey. She will mess you up and knock you out. Because she ain't somebody to play with. And then Stephanie McMahon made a horrible mistake and slapped Ronda Rousey. Mistake, Stephanie. You shouldn't have done that. She officially signed her contract, and could her match at WrestleMania be against Stephanie McMahon? Probably. And then the main event, the men's Elimination Chamber match. It's a pretty long one, but stick with me. Of course, it starts with a performance by Elias. To me, he plays better with the guitar than he does singing. Just my opinion. But he then gets interrupted by the monster among men, Braun Strowman. The Miz starts the match with Roman Reigns, Finn Balor, and Seth freaking Rollins. Strowman scares the Miz off by, boom, knocking on the glass on the pod door. Laugh out loud. The Miz tried to turn Rollins and Balor against each other, but failed. Double blockbuster to Balor and Miz. Cena enters the match and confronted Rollins because they feuded before. Double five-knuckle shuffle to Rollins and Miz from Cena. John was looking for a double AA, but both Rollins and Balor managed to escape. At the same time, Cena slammed Balor and Rollins slammed Miz, both from the top rope. Roman Reigns enters the match. The Miz performs the it kicks on all four guys, especially Roman Reigns. Strowman enters the match before Roman could hit the Superman punch. Rollins and Cena tried to double slam Strowman, but they were not strong enough. Strowman caught up to the Miz with the Miz, banged his head against the glass, then threw him on the other guys. Going to be one of the uglies. Braun eliminates Miz with the running power slam. Elias did the same thing Bliss did and just tried to stay in the pod. All four guys went after Strowman because he is the biggest threat. All four men performed the Shield powerbomb, but still kicked out. Every wrestler struck Strowman with their finishing move, but he kept kicking out. AA, Spear, he just kept kicking out. That's why I would keep saying he's not human. Because what is Braun Strowman? They even performed the Shield powerbomb on him, but he still kicked out. Man, Elias tried to pin everybody, but they all kicked out. Laugh out loud. Elias was eliminated by Braun after trying to pick him up with his head. Too stupid! Strowman eliminated Cena. Strowman eliminated Finn after hitting Reigns with the coup de grace. Slam. Rollins turned against Reigns. Every man for himself. Only one man can win the match. Reigns, Samoan dropped Strowman, and Rollins also paid tribute to Eddie Guerrero by doing a frog splash himself. Rollins went for the stomp, but Braun eliminated him with the power slam. Strowman went through the glass pod, but still got back up. Second ugly. After two spears, Braun Strowman got eliminated. Roman Reigns gets the title shot against Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. But after the match, Braun Strowman destroyed Roman Reigns with power slams and throwing him through the glass pod. 4 out of 5, great match. So, my most favorite match, a tie between the men and women's Elimination Chamber match. My least favorite match, tough one, not quite because I'm not quite sure. But looking back at the notes I took, I'm gonna have to just say, I'm sorry, but Woken Matt Hardy versus Bray Wyatt. I like the I like how it started, but I I like the other matches. So 1 to 10, I give it probably a 7 out of 10 at least, and a scale of 1 to 5, maybe a 3.5. So all in all, Elimination Chamber this year was pretty good. Congratulations to the winners. WrestleMania, it's on. Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship. What are your thoughts on Elimination Chamber? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Tell me in the comments below. And as always, God bless. Take care. Stay safe. Welcome to VSWville. We are professional wrestling fans for life, and that's the bottom line. Why? Because everlasting angry grandpa youngin VSW said so. Ronda Rousey is in WWE now, so all the women on Raw better watch their backs, especially Stephanie. Again, check out tomorrow on my channel where I'll be reacting to Ronda Rousey signing her WWE contract at the Elimination Chamber. So stay tuned for that. Like, comment, and subscribe to another exciting WWE event. VSW out. See you in the next video. Deuces.